unbeaten fighters and major performers. I can't tell you how excited I am about this.
This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV in association with
MTK Global.
Well done. I'm joined by Tyson Fury. The Mac is back.
The Mac is back. We're back in the Four Seasons in London. Feeling good, feeling fantastic, and everything's going great.
Has there been a delay in announcing your comeback or not?
Not really, no. As far as I'm aware, it was always today I was going to announce, and we did.
You signed a multi-deal with Frank Warren.
It's been very costly for Frank. I can say that much.
We know that Eddie Hearn was interested in you. Why Frank over Eddie?
Frank's a magic man and he can make things happen.
But the deal obviously better suited you to be with Frank, clearly.
Yeah, I don't think we can say too much about the broadcaster in a minute at the moment, but it's a big deal we've done. And, you know, to go with Matchroom, they've only got AJ's best at heart. And so they should. So for me to join them, I'd be playing second fiddle to him. And the Mac don't play second fiddle to anybody but himself. So with Frank, I'm the only heavyweight on the station. And I can be built accordingly.
Does that possibly push a potential Joshua fight further away?
No, definitely not. It brings it very much closer. Because now I have my own TV station to bargain with. Puts the money up, you mean?
An opponent hasn't been named for you for June the 9th. Frank said he wants you to have 3 or 4 fights.
Yeah.
What sort of opponents have been talked about, though?
Well, I'm looking at John Murray, former British lightweight champion. John's put on a bit of beef lately, and, you know, he's moving up to heavyweight, making a comeback. So hopefully the board will pass that, and it'll be John Murray versus Tyson Fury.
Look forward to it.
In Manchester. 9th of June, hold tight.
You're not silly, are you? Manchester Derby. No, seriously, no opponents were even named or mentioned or considered. Is that being kept under wraps for a reason, or?
No reason at all. It's just we haven't got no opponent yet. But it's not hard to get an opponent. Everybody wants to fight the Mac, don't they? So it should be very easy. We should get an opponent within 10 seconds, I suppose, if we wanted to.
Do you agree with Frank saying that you need 4 fights possibly before you're kind of ready for a world title tilt against one of the big boys?
Listen, Frank's the promoter, and, you know, I'm sure he's got his own plan, what he wants to do, and I've got my own plans too. You know, we're not in a rush for a world title. World title's always going to be there. I'm already the lineal champion, so I already hold the greatest thing in the sport. And it's always going to be there, you know, until I get beat. Then I'll still be the man to beat. So I'm not in a rush to fight anybody. Like I said in the press conference earlier, my ambition is to get in the ring and fight again.
How many fights will you have this year, ideally?
4.
You will have 4 this year, yeah?
Hopefully, yeah.
Have you talked about where they could be situated?
Manchester. And wherever else up and down the world we decide, maybe Antarctica. Emmanuel Stewart talked about fighting in Antarctica years ago. And maybe that's an opportunity, maybe South Africa. Joburg, who knows?
Can you finish your career without fighting Anthony Joshua and be happy?
I'm already happy.
No, with that aspect of that fight not happening, can you be a retired fighter with that fight not happening?
Well,
and
I've
be
already
content?
been a retired fighter for 2.5 years, KUGAN. I don't know where you've been, mate, but still, and I was happy, you know. I had kids, I had 2 lovely children, lovely wife, we'd done family activities. I was happy. But
in a boxing sense, I'm talking though.
Yeah, I'm happy. I already beat the man of my era. This is my era. Like Mike Tyson said, they're from my cloth. This is my era. I own it. I beat the man who controlled the division for 15 years, and I have that torch. So whether I fight X, Y, Z, it's very unimportant to me. The most important thing to me is to be back active, to be back boxing, to be back training, and have a routine in my life.
You put on social media that you wasn't impressed with Joshua's performance against Joseph Parker.
Yeah, I was probably just jumping on the bandwagon along with everybody else, because it's like you can have 50 great fights and have one poor performance and you're already a bum straight away. One bad performance, you're terrible, and 10 great ones and you're only as good as your last fight. And my last fight was impeccable, so I'm still thriving on it. You know, it's the same old story, isn't it? Look, Billy Joe had a bad fight in Scotland against somebody, and he was a bum. As soon as he had a good performance against David Lemieux, he was a great fighter again. So you're only as good as your last fight. I'll say it again and again and again. If your last fight was a bit iffy or ropey, then you'll be judged on that, no matter how many great fights you have in the past.
What about Deontay Wilder's last performance?
Again, it was as good as Joshua's performance over Parker against Ortiz. He done what he had to do. He wasn't looking for points. He lost most of the rounds, all but the ones he knocked Ortiz down in. But ultimately, he got the job done. That's what he does. He's a bomber, isn't he? He's looking for one punch.
Can you see that fight happening between those two first?
No. Listen, whatever happens is God's plan. God's plan. God's plan. So I can't intervene. Whatever happens, happens. If them two want to fight each other, then let them fight each other. If they don't, then they don't. If I fight one of them, then I fight one of them. It's really not a stress to me. The most important thing is to get back fit again and get back training and active. And that's it. Whatever fights happen. And I'll know that if these fights do happen, they happen for a reason. And if they don't, then no good going on about it, is there?
What scenario tops Dusseldorf for you?
Tops Dusseldorf.
What? Yeah, if you could
Manchester, 9th of June, return of the Mac. Dusseldorf, up until the point in Dusseldorf, everything in my life had gone perfect. I had no bad stripes. Everything was straight line to Dusseldorf, and I even won, and I was straightforward. But it wasn't until after that I was tested trials and tribulations, and the things I've had to come over and overcome, hurdles along hurdles and hurdles and hurdles and hurdles, and overcame everything to be back here today, sitting here and announced a fight.
So, you said that Dusseldorf against Klitschko was Everest. You compared that to...
At that point in my life.
But are you looking to top that?
Yeah, it was like, I've already topped it. I've like run up Everest with a fridge on my back now. After coming back from where I come from, then it's like putting a Land Rover behind me and me dragging it up Everest. That's what this fight's going to be. Me getting back in this ring is the biggest thing in my life up to date in sports. Never mind winning a world title when everything was great and hunky-dory. It's what you can do when nothing's gone right for you and everything seemed to go wrong for you and the world was turned upside down on top of you. Then it's how you overcome that sort of challenge. So getting back in the ring again, for me, that's my biggest moment. Even if it's against Joe Bloggs, it's still a massive moment for me.
You've said in the past that you want to fight till you're 50 years old.
Yeah.
Do you still think that?
For me, KUGAN, I'm a very unique, special kind of character. And it ain't about a Rolls Royce or a £1 million. It's about keeping active. Because without boxing, my life, I don't have anything in it, really. I've got my family, but without structure, and me going to that gym every single day, then I become depressed. If that makes sense. So I need boxing as much as boxing needs me. So as long as I can continue, win, lose or draw, I'll continue.
Is it a case of you don't generally know in your head when your career could come to an end?
Listen, I want to box on until I can't box anymore, until the board doesn't give me a licence anymore. I'll have to do a Danny Williams.
Let me ask your opinion on this Canelo and Golovkin situation. What have you made of it? And do you think Billy Joe will end up fighting Golovkin at some point this year?
Yeah, the first fight was a good fight, wasn't it? I'm looking forward to an excellent second fight. And I hope Billy Joe can fight the winner, yeah. Hopefully. Of course I do. Do I think it'll happen this year? Hopefully. When are they fighting? May 5th, isn't it?
Well, that fight's not happening now, but...
Oh, it's not happening now?
No.
Off?
Golovkin is still supposedly fighting, but... Yeah, that fight with Canelo is not happening now.
So who's Golovkin fighting now?
Well, there was mentioned a few names. Spike O'Sullivan was in the running. He's now, as I understand, pulled himself out of that. A few other names mentioned. Didn't you know any of this?
No, I've been concentrating on training basically.
Good answer.
Yeah, I've not been keeping up to date on the middleweight scene, to be fair. I've been stuck in a gym training to get looking fantastic again.
Advanced
On
warning
that
alert.
note, Kugan, go on, say all your thing.
All right. Well, listen, Tyson, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV. Genuinely pleased as punch you're back. June the 9th. Get your tickets now.
Yeah,
And yeah, it's good to see you back and good to see you smiling.
June the 9th, Manchester. I also was told by the Boxing Board of Control not to do any more controversial interviews with you, Kugan. That's why I've toned it down a bit. I don't want to get in any more trouble, you know, than I've already been in the past. New chapter, eh? Oh boy.
Why not? I don't make you do these interviews, by the way.
No, I do, man, with goodness of my heart.
I don't fault that, absolutely.
Otai MTK Global, aka Gypsy King, Return of the Mac. Be there or be square. Peace out.
Thank you very much, Tyson Fury.
3 rounds, 3 minutes, 3 fights.
Unbeaten fighters and major performers. I can't tell you how excited I am about this.